This is kind of interesting because I haven't done a lot of this on camera before, and bathrooms and areas where toilets are typically kind of small. So this is a kind of a fun angle to be at, but just bear with me and we will get through this. So I'm just going to use the putty knife and scrape the wax off. One thing I've done in the past is to, if you use your putty knife, to just use your torch, the soldering torch, to clean any of the wax residue off the knife, and that tends to do really, really well. And if you're a little grossed out by this, I'm sorry, but this is in everybody's house, at least once over. So we've got some of those blue Tapcon screws, it looks like, going down into the slab. That's really nice. It's not what I was planning on. The plumber told me that it was a cast iron flange, but it appears like he may not have known what a cast iron flange looked like. Just a real wobbly flange, huh? All right, time for a screw gun, looks like. Alright, a push tight by Sioux Chief. And there's a gasket way down there. So that to me looks like somebody went hog wild with concrete over the floor. So this is becoming more interesting as we go. So this is probably, there may or may not be a cast iron flange down there, but this is cast iron pipe. So it looks like I'm going to have to actually do some roto hammering and chisel this area out. We might find the pipe down there, we might not. Or sorry, we might find a flange down there, we might not. I can take these off all doctor-like. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plug and stick it down in there, so as I chisel, nothing falls down there and we don't have sewer gas coming up. So this is just a standard plug. It fits down inside a pipe, and as I tighten it down, it compacts or compresses this rubber gasket outward. So this is a 4-inch diameter, which is what I was expecting for a 4-inch cast iron pipe. So as I tighten this wing nut, it should get tighter. I have a couple different styles of these. It's really not getting big enough on this one. Oh. And it's going to the concrete. So we'll probably just set it in there and we'll chisel it down and find out what's going on. We are back now, and after what is probably a short hiatus for you, it's been a bit of a longer hiatus for me. It's been several weeks since I played with this first in the last video, and now we are back working on this toilet flange. So I'll zoom in here a little bit and show you what I talked about at the very end of the last video, what I suspected and what is actually going on. And I have to admit, yes, I have worked on it just a little bit since you were last with me. What happened, for some reason, and I don't know why, is this is the old existing flange, cast iron flange of the toilet, and it's almost, well, it's pushing about 3/4 of an inch, almost an inch on one side below the floor level, and probably 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch below floor level on the other side. So the floor is a little cockeyed in one direction, it's not level. But what's weird is the concrete actually was all the way up to the edge of the pipe, like somebody put a sleeve in there and then placed concrete over the top of the old flange and then put the linoleum down. That's not necessarily normal by any means. It's the first time I've actually seen that. And they use that kind of funky sleeved in style of toilet flange that basically just friction fits inside the existing pipe and doesn't secure down very well. So what I did is I placed our new replacement flange centered as best I could over the pipe. I used a knife, scored the linoleum so I knew where to chip out, and then I used my roto hammer and I chipped out the concrete pretty close to the edge where I needed it. I do have a little bit more to chip out, so I'll do that, and then we will start drilling out the lead in between the flange and the pipe. We'll pull the lead out, we'll pull the oakum out, and we may get lucky and be able to pull the old flange out in one piece, depending on how I chisel the concrete out, and if we can get it to break free, if we can put enough vibration on it to break it free from the concrete. Or we might have to get a cold chisel and a sledgehammer and just start popping it in several spots to break it, and then maybe we'll be able to wiggle it out. So we'll see. It might turn into brand new linoleum in here, or it might just be slide it straight up and out. But anyways, when I work with this old stuff, I like to throw on a pair of gloves. These black gloves are pretty heavy duty nitrile gloves. And then working in a bathroom, earmuffs are a nice nice feature